Hello! In this video, we are going to be doing an introduction to Niagara. So Niagara is Unreal Engine's particle effect system, and you're going to learn all the fundamentals of it in this video. And if you're just getting started with Unreal Engine, make sure to check out my free Unreal Engine beginner course that will teach you all of the essential Unreal Engine fundamentals. With that being said, let's get into the video. I've just created a new blank Unreal Engine first-person template project, and I have just created a new folder called Niagara. Now, to create a new Niagara particle effect, we can just right-click, go over to Niagara System, and we're going to be creating a Niagara particle effect from complete scratch. That way we can get a better understanding of it. We just want to select completely empty, then go create, and I'm just going to call this my Niagara System _empty. Then I'm going to double-click and open it up. There are going to be a few different panels. We're going to work through each panel when we come to it. But for now, we have the preview panel. This will allow us to preview how our Niagara particle effect will look. We have some parameters. We can change some settings of our Niagara particle effect. We're going to do this a bit later. And we have this timeline. This will allow us to kind of preview how our Niagara particle effect will play. So inside of our Niagara particle effect, we have the systems overview. This is where we're going to kind of design our particle. We have this Niagara system. For now, we're not going to touch this, but this will basically allow us to change the settings of how our Niagara particle will play. Right now, we can see the loop behavior set to infinite. That basically means it's going to infinitely play my particle. We're going to go over these settings a bit more, but now it's not really relevant. What we're going to focus on is this emitter system. Here is what controls how a particle will look and how it will play. Right now, our emitter is empty, so we need to design our particle. Although if I were to just right click and then I go add emitter, I could just select this fountain emitter and I can go add. I'm going to see it in my timeline here, and I can see it's basically playing me this fountain particle effect. I'm just going to delete this. We are going to go over how to create our own particle effect. So to do that, we need to know a couple of settings. There are 5 main settings: the emitter spawn, the emitter update, the particle spawn, the particle update, and the renderer. The emitter spawn will basically happen once when the emitter first starts. We then have the emitter update. This will happen every single frame while the emitter is running. We then have the particle spawn. This will basically happen once for each particle that is spawned. And then we have the particle update. This will happen every single frame for every particle that is alive. And then we have the renderer. This controls how our particle will look. For now, we just want to go over to the renderer. And there are many different renderers. And we just want to select sprite renderer. As we can see, this is going to be the material that our particle effect is going to be made up of. We then want to go over to the emitter update. This will happen every single frame whilst our emitter is running. And what we want to do is just go here and go add a new module to this group and click spawn rate. And just select spawn rate. We're going to get this warning error message. If you get this, just click fix issue here and Unreal Engine will automatically add the relevant things that we need. So right now we have a spawn rate of 1, which basically means it's going to spawn 1 of this particle every 1 second. Next, I'm just going to go over to the particle spawn. This will happen once for each particle when it's created. And let's say I want to make it so when the particle is spawned, it has a particular color. What I can do is I can go over to this particle spawn. I can go add new module to this group. And then I'm going to look for initialize. And I want this one, initialize particle. And here I can control a bunch of different settings for my particle. But for now, I'm just going to select color and I'm going to select red. And this will make it so when it spawns my particle, it is red. So we have made it so every 1 second it will spawn our particle, and when it spawns our particle, it will be red. I did find with some settings, sometimes we need to override them. So if I just pause this, initially it will take 1 second for my particle to be spawned. And the lifetime of my particle is set to be 1 second. So that should mean after my particle is spawned, it should disappear after 1 second. Although if say I just move my timeline and I go all the way to second 4, I can preview how many particles are being displayed. So right now, this is telling me I have 4 particles which are spawned when I'm at second 4. Although if my particles each last 1 second, then I should technically only have 1 particle being spawned here. So the lifetime is not actually working. So with some settings, we need to override them. So if I just go over to my particle update, which will happen every single frame for each particle that is alive, we could just go here and I'm going to look for particle state, and I'm just going to select it. And then if I just hover over here, I can see this will basically kill particles when their lifetime has elapsed. So after 1 second, it should actually kill my particles. So if I now just drag this to the start, and then I play, I can preview the amount of particles which are on screen. And when I'm at second 4 or 5, I can see I only have 1 particle because 1 second after a particle is spawned, we destroy it. So there are many more settings and individual modules inside of the particle system. Let's go over some of them now, like the add velocity module, which will make it so our particles have some velocity to them. So I could add this add velocity module to my particle spawn. This will basically give my particle an initial velocity when it's spawned, or I could add it to the particle update, and this will basically add velocity every single frame that my particle is alive. So I just want to add this to my spawn, so when the particle is spawned, it has some velocity to it. So I'm just going to go here, go add new module, and I'm going to look for add velocity. Now this isn't going to work. I can see I have an error message. If you ever have an error in a particle system, you'll get this red dot, but we can just click fix issue, and this will basically add some modules to make it so we can have the velocity module. So right now I can see when my particle is initially spawned, it has a velocity of 50. To make it a bit clearer to see my particle, I'm just going to select my initialized particle and click this little arrow to reset it back to its default value. That should hopefully make it a bit clearer to see. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my add velocity module, and I can make it so when I spawn this particle, it also has a velocity in the X of 50 and a velocity in the Y of 50. Okay, I also want there to be a bit more particles, so I'm going to go over to my spawn rate and change this to be 5. So it's going to spawn 5 particles every second. And I'm also just going to go over to my particle state and just uncheck this. This will temporarily disable this module from working. Also, just a note, in the timeline, right now my timeline is 10 seconds, so it's going to give me a preview of my particle as if it were running for 10 seconds. If I wanted to increase this or decrease this, I can just adjust this red arrow. So if say I made this 5, if I were to just play this, after 5 seconds, it's going to restart this. I will just change this back to 10. So you can just change that if you want to kind of preview how long your particle should be previewing for. Then we just go back to the add velocity. What we can do is we can make it so it will randomly add a different velocity to each particle. So to do that, we can just go here and look for random range vector. And this will make it so we can add a velocity between a minimum and maximum value for each of our particles. So I'm just going to put minus 100 here, and minus 100 here, and then 100, 100, and 100. And this will make it so my particles will basically spawn in with a velocity between my minimum and my maximum values. I'm just going to go over to my velocity mode, and I could also change this to be from point, and this will make it so it will spawn my particles with the velocity from a point. I can change the speed here, so I can make this 50 to make it faster. And if I want to, I can add an offset. I can also go over to in cone, and this will allow me to basically spawn my particles as if they were coming from a cone. So we can see that here. I'm just going to change the velocity speed to be 200. And if I want to, I can adjust the cone angle, so I can make it higher or thinner. I'm going to make it 10. And right now, it is spawning my particles from the x-axis. But if, say, I wanted to change this, I can make this 0. And then if I made this 1 in the y, then it's going to spawn it from the y-axis. And then one more thing I forgot to mention. If I just change this back to linear, where I made it spawn my particles between my minimum and my maximum range. Right now, the velocity speed scale is 1, but if say I change this to something like 2, then it's going to double the speed of everything here. So I can easily adjust the speed of this if I wanted to just make everything 5 times faster, but I'm just going to change this back to the default value of 1, and that is how the add velocity module works. Hello! In this video, we're going to go over some more settings inside of our initialized particle. So we've gone over how we can control the lifetime of our particle. We just need to make sure the particle state module is enabled. And then if, say, I were to change the lifetime of my particle to be something like 0.5, that means each particle is only going to last 0.5 seconds. I'm just going to turn off my particle state. Inside of the initialized particle, we can also change the color of the particle, which we've already done. But what we can do is we can make it so our particle will be between two colors. So I can go random range, and maybe I'll make it so my particles can be between pink and green. And that'll make it so my particles can be between those two range of colors. Or we can directly set it. The options are up to us. Then you'll notice we have this sprite attributes, mesh attributes, and ribbon attributes. So earlier in our renderer, we made it so we are using a sprite renderer. Depending on the renderer we're using will depend on the settings we can use. So we're going to go over the sprite attributes because that's the current particle that we are using. I'm just going to change it so my color is a random range. I also can make it a random hue / saturation value. I didn't go over this, but the principle is pretty similar. I can choose a color and it will make it have a random hue between these two values. I'm just going to change mine back to random range, and then I can go over to sprite attributes. So I can change the size of my particles. Right now it's set to unset, so I've not set a value, but I could change this to uniform, and I could maybe make it so all my particles are a size of 100. I could go over to random uniform, and maybe I can make it so all of my particles are between a uniform size of 5 and 100. It will be between this range. I can go over to non-uniform, and it'll make it so my sprites will basically have a size of 10 in the X and a size of 10 in the Y. But if, say, I wanted to make it so the sprite was slightly bigger in the Y, I could do that by setting this to non-uniform, and then I can customize the value of this here. And then I have random non-uniform, which basically allows me to have a random sized sprite, and also I can randomly control the uniform of it. So I can make it so some sprites are a bit thicker and wider than other ones. We then have the sprite rotation mode. We can make it so the sprite will basically have a random rotation. So if I just go to random, this will make it so my sprites will spawn with a random rotation. I can go over to direct angle degrees, and I can specify the rotation angle my sprites will have. And then we have the direct normalized angle. So for this, we basically need to put a value between 0 and 1, and it'll make our sprite randomly have that rotation. Okay, so those are the main settings of the initialized particle. And then once we have finished designing our particle, we can simply minimize this tab, and I can go somewhere in my level, and I can drag in the particle effect that I have made. If you want to learn even more about Unreal Engine and even more about how to use Niagara, make sure to check out my Unreal Engine course. You can find a link to that in the description of the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!